If you've watched some of my other videos, you might know that I don't really do how-to videos. I just do videos of me doing stuff. This one's going to be an exception. I had to pull the transaxle out of this 04 WRX again, and I decided to record it. First step in making this a delightful experience is to head on over to a well-equipped shop with a lift and a full complement of power tools. Today should be a pretty good day. I'm running around finding parts for my Subaru, and it can be a little challenging finding, where you left your parts in a shop that's got a lot of stuff going on. But I found my starter motor, my intercooler with assorted clamps, bolts, gasket, what have you. And this, I just think of it as a skid plate. I'm sure there's something smarter. Connects where the drive shaft is, something I forget exactly. Got some exhaust hookup bolts and various other fun things like that. And I'm sure there's more around here. Probably some of it's in the car. I got to get the car in here, throw it up on the rack, and finally put that beauty back into position. There's a couple other parts from mine. I got to throw those in at some point. But all that stuff back in there, even though it's Subaru, that's not me. None of that stuff's me. I got my oil here and shift linkage, so should be about it. Oh yeah, I got a couple things back here, throwout bearing, mount, stuff like that. Oh yes, and upstairs I've got the rest of the exhaust here. This is a slow going operation right here. I could probably have to get out and cut the wheel in the Subaru again pretty quick here. I need to make it over there. Then Randy got here right after I got up onto the cement. Helped me get it the rest of the way in. Saved some time, I'm sure. Did I mention this thing was out in the field for a while? Yeah, sure. Something may still be living in here. I'm gonna cautiously remove all of this. Don't do this, kids. Oh, save your back. Unlike me. Last time I put this transmission in this car, clutch wasn't working super great. Barely push on the pedal and it's already engaging. Like, wait, was it already a little bit engaged? What's going on? The only thing I could come up with is that somehow maybe the throwout bearing was not locked in behind the clutch fork. Maybe it was in front of it. So hopefully that was the problem. I'm going to put it together and everything's going to be great. All right, so I'm kind of remembering little by little here. I'm using one of the shorter bolts at the bottom side of the starter, and it seems like the longer two bolts go at the top side of the starter, and then also over here on this side at the top, right next to the fill tube. Got all these bolts and nuts tight. Got this single wire in position on the starter. I'll get the other wires connected from up top. I've connected both of these guys at the transmission here. I forget what that connects to, but I think I'll figure it out soon. And I believe I'm gonna connect the shifter before I wind up getting all of the support cross bracing in place. We're about to put this cross member back in place. Got these 4 down here, which are 14 mil, and these 2 up here, 17 mil. Just gonna lift this thing straight up into position. 4 bolts into those holes, 2 bolts into those holes. But before we're quite ready to do that, I almost forgot I need to install this on the bottom of the transmission. So these 2 are going to wind up going right through those holes once this is flipped over and mounted to the underside of the transmission. And that's just going to be these holes here. These are also 14s. Only fits one way. So we got the copper anti-seize, handles up to 2,000 degrees instead of the aluminum anti-seize that only does 1,600. So I'll use this on my turbo threads. Try to make it easier either for myself at some day in the future or for the next person, which the way I do things, you know, I'd like to just keep this car forever. All right, let's see how this goes. Got anti-seize on my threads. All right, take 2. This time with the shield removed. I think I installed it where I did to remind myself how it orients, because amazingly, it's like really difficult to get the heat shield stuff around the turbo to figure out exactly how it goes together. It's so crazy. All right, got that in place. These 2 nuts were already in position over here. Get one on this guy. Really gotta have that thing out of there for this. And we'll just, can't even see what I'm doing there. I'm just going totally by feel. Manage this without anything too stupid happening. It'll work. Problem with those last ones is getting around up behind them with the wrench. I think this one is probably not going to be too bad, but the second one, my goodness. All right, so yeah, I got the wrench on, no problem, right? But now I got to get this thing attached. and I'll have to be able to reach back around and get that wrench held. Well, it's working. Wow, okay, that wasn't nearly as challenging as I had it built up in my mind. Potentially even trickier. Because I mean, I just can't even see. So our turbo is tightened up too. And come on down. And I've got my bolt with anti-seize here. Back to the cat. I need to hook this dude up and then get my exhaust all the way back there. But I'm not gonna do that until I get my drive shaft in. So the drive shaft will come next and then I'll do that stuff. This side is gonna go to the back. This side is gonna go in the front. Just gonna slide this into the transmission here. Makes a real nice, there we go. That's kind of a fun process as far as I'm concerned. So bring this up. And you know, on the surface, it's like it won't go in, but you can push it back some, get it where it needs to be. Line up that hole. We've got a flat spot, otherwise rounded on this bolt here. Flat spot just goes up against your part of that yoke there or whatever that is. Holds that dude in place. Get around on this side. All right, got that one firm. Spin this 180 degrees. Can't fit a socket over this due to the tolerances. All right, so you get to the point where it's like, well, okay, well, how you can't tighten it anymore, right? Well, oh yeah, that's super nice. All right, 180. Oh, I love it. All right. Oh, so beautiful. Okay. Oh, I love it. All right, now I just need to cover this up because we don't want that exposed anymore, do we? So these bolts were just nasty, rusted. Oh, they were so awful. Took them to the wire wheel, put some aluminum anti-seize on them, and gonna put them back into use. So, got that cover on. Drive shaft is connected all the way to the transmission. Got that gaping hole there that we need to plug up with an exhaust. Got this O2 sensor connected. That's what that was when I couldn't remember that earlier. Kind of was thinking it might be this, but wasn't too sure. It's been a long time since I've been in here. So, getting close. All right, so it's time to install this guy. And as big as it is, there's 2 bolts. They come in right at these places here. And the rest of it is just these rubber connectors that hold things into place. Let's see, we got one back here, and there we go, one right here. And we'll spray a little silicone spray on these ahead of time, and it'll just slip right in. It'll be wonderful. telling you, as easy as it goes in when you do have it, it's unbelievable how much harder it is when you do not have it. All right, 1, 2, 3. There we go. I can exert a little bit of force with my hands, but if that wasn't enough, I could get a big pair of channel locks to compress these springs. Oh, I'm pretending to be He-Man. It's working out all right this time. All right, want to see the bolt I nearly forgot? There it is. I kept looking over like, what is that extra bolt for? That's where it goes. I just got finished installing the axles on each side and getting my crown nuts cinched down and cotter pins put in place. So we are ready. We got 2 impact guns. Well, we've got a lot more than 2 in here, but we got this boy here that just gets anything loose. I don't care what's going on, it will get it loose. And you got this one, it's the Gutless Wonder. And so I'm not even gonna, I'm just kind of using it to, you know, help me out a little. Well, we're done down below. And I've got a little bit of work to do up here still. I gotta remind myself where this ground wire is supposed to bolt onto the frame or onto the engine, the block. I gotta put the intercooler in. I decided on there. I'm fairly certain that's not where it was before, but I just can't seem to figure out where it was. The threads really didn't seem to have ever been used before. Arguably the most important step in the entire operation. You can do everything else perfect, but if you forget to do this, you're really going to be hating it. And I've learned that you need to pour pretty slow too, because air likes to get trapped and then it burps at you. So I'm gonna look it up again. I think it's like 3.8 quarts or something. I'll get like 3 in there and then look it up. Okay, apparently it's 3.7 quarts. You know, not 3.75, which would be really easy, right? I just like take it down to the 8 here, you know, 32 ounces. 8 would be a quarter left, right? So I'm gonna take it down to 12 here, and then I'll just top it off. I'm fairly certain I'm not the only person who's ever found this to be challenging. You've got this connection here, this pipe, somewhat flexible pipe that needs to connect here, and then you've also got this that needs to connect here while you're, you know, trying to put your intercooler into place. And it can be challenging. I used a little silicone on there, but it just winds up being this position and this kind of rocking motion that you're doing, and then all of a sudden it just pops into place. It's always real nice when it happens. Anyway, got that done. I got a bolt for here and here to put in. I got to hook up the hose and these 2 over here, and put the gasket back in between here and button that up. We're getting close. All right, let's go test this thing out. Clutch feels good, which was a problem I had before. Clutch not feeling good, that is. Clutch feeling good is not a problem. Clutch not feeling good was a problem I had. Hey, little bunny. Let's go run this bad boy. So right now I'm just actually coasting, not really testing the transmission, but I'm not hearing any truly terrible sounds. So I probably didn't, totally fail somewhere with the suspension or anything. That's always nice. I think I just got a hitchhiker in here. All right, so I just shifted into second and I heard nothing, which, is to be expected, but it just was not the experience I had last time. So that's real nice already. Well, it's real. Driving this car again. Yeah. Very exciting. Eventually I'll actually get out to the road where I can test it better.